And here is the agenda of our meeting today. You have already been welcomed by me. And our next point will be a short video in a diversity of languages that you can choose, actually, which Martina Widmer has prepared, who will also be available for questions later on. And then we have a list of interesting talks from 7 different angles of the world about seed exchange in these regions. Then we have a special competition that we will explain to you. We invite you to the fastest bean competition. And that will be followed by a session where you can talk to the presenters and ask them questions in breakout rooms. And then we will present the winner of our Bean Beauty Contest. And finally, we will go into breakout rooms for the seed exchange that we will be trying, and will explain how we suggest to do this. Okay, for the moment, next slide would be, I think, the film. And
oh,
I think, is it right that this can be viewed in different languages?
yes, I would just,
Barbara will introduce the whole thing now. And
I would like to,
sorry, I nearly forgot. Barbara
don't
has
worry.
actually prepared this whole session here. And we thank her very, very much, together with Anastasia, whom you'll meet later on as well. And I am just a humble moderator. Barbara is the boss, and she will introduce us now to the film. Please, Barbara.
Yes, I just want to say some words about the film and Martina Widmer, who is the author of the film. She and her daughter, who is a camera woman, and some others, they did a beautiful film about seed saving, not only about beans, but about almost all the vegetables grown in Europe, and they show how to propagate them. Today, we only will watch the bean video. Martina is a very experienced and dedicated seed saver. You will watch her in the film, and I'm very grateful that she shared her knowledge with such a generosity so that we all can learn from her experience. She lives in the south of France in a cooperative, which is called Longomai, founded in 1973. They operate now farms in 10 locations and 5 countries. About 200 people live in those cooperatives, which are run in an anti-capitalistic way on the basis of self-management. And so I think the idea of seeds as a common good fits very well into these communities. When I visited Martina a few years ago, I was really impressed of the wonderful work they do there at Longomai in the Provence. And they do it in so many fields. They even run their own radio station. And of course, they work together, all the Longomai cooperatives. And maybe it's interesting at the moment, 2 of their communities are in the Ukraine, in the West Ukraine, and they are facing many refugees from the eastern territories of Ukraine. So we are very happy that Martina can spare some time in this difficult situation for Longomai. We will see now the propagation of garden and runner beans. And we will show the film in different breakout rooms, in different languages. So you can decide if you want to visit the breakout room in English, in German, in Spanish, in Portuguese, in French, in Arabic, and in Dutch. You have to decide which language would fit you most, and you just log in there. Yes, and all further questions, Martina is with us. You can ask Martina afterwards in the meet and greet. And she also will say some words after the film, how they will go on with this film work now. Yeah, and now I think decide where you want to go and we will start the film. I forgot one thing. The film is also presented in the internet. The address you can find in the chat, it's Dye Seeds. Okay, so enjoy.
Mm-hmm. We show the film in the main room now in English. Okay, thank you.
Beans are annual plants of the Fabaceae family. There are several species of beans, the most common of which is Phaseolus vulgaris and Phaseolus coccineus.
Phaseolus vulgaris includes different kinds, such as dwarf beans, semi-climbing beans, and climbing beans. These two types of crops include beans grown for their pods, such as green beans, or for their seeds, eaten fresh or dried.
There are also other species such as Phaseolus coccineus or runner beans, which are all climbing beans. They have very beautiful red or white flowers and are suited to temperatures below 25 degrees during fructification.
You can distinguish between both these two species thanks to the pods. Phaseolus coccineus have thicker pods.
Those of Phaseolus vulgaris are thinner and smoother. Pollination.
The flowers of the Phaseolus vulgaris species are hermaphrodite and self-fertilizing, meaning they have male and female organs in the same flower. They are autogamous.
Insects may nonetheless cause cross-pollination between different varieties. This risk is more or less great depending on the variety.
To reduce this risk, you should leave a distance of at least 5 or 10 meters between two varieties of dwarf beans. Leave at least 50 meters between two varieties of climbing beans. And finally, leave at least 10 meters between dwarf and climbing beans.
To preserve maximum varietal purity, despite a lack of space, cover each Phaseolus vulgaris variety with a mosquito net.
Be careful to place the net before flowering starts to avoid any cross-pollination.
The flowers of Phaseolus coccineus are hermaphrodite, which means that the male and female organs are within the same flower. To pollinate, beans with red flowers require insects such as bees and bumblebees. Beans with cream-colored flowers, on the other hand, can self-pollinate.
To avoid cross-pollination between two varieties of Phaseolus coccineus, keep a distance of 500 meters. This distance can be reduced to 150 meters if there is a natural barrier, such as a hedge. Leave a distance of 300 meters between a coccineus climbing bean and a vulgaris climbing bean, and a 50-meter distance between a coccineus climbing bean and a vulgaris dwarf bean. The life cycle of the bean.
The technique for growing beans for seeds is the same as for growing them for food. They require warm soil for sowing. For the green bean, it is better to divide the crop into two sections, one for food and one for seed production.
Harvesting for food is done throughout the season.
Whilst harvesting the seeds must be done only when all pods are mature.
If you only keep the pods that mature at the end of the season, you will end up with a late season variety.
To harvest the seeds, wait until the pods have dried.
For certain varieties, including climbing beans, harvesting time can be spread out.
For certain varieties of dwarf beans, all pods dry at the same time, meaning that the seed harvest can be done in one go by cutting all of the plants.
If the weather is damp and the seed-bearing plants are not completely dry, you can put them to dry in a well-ventilated shed. It is important to protect them from insects with a net. Leave the seeds to dry for 2 or 3 weeks after harvest.
To check they are ready, bite one slightly. If this leaves no mark, drying is complete. Extraction, sorting, storing.
For small quantities, shelling can be done by hand. For larger quantities, you can beat the pods with a stick. You can also walk on them.
Once they have been beaten, you can sieve the beans. The sieve will retain the beans and larger waste, which can easily be withdrawn.
To get rid of the remaining smaller waste, you will need to winnow or ventilate what is left.
You can ventilate either by blowing on it yourself or by using a ventilator or small compressor.
Remove those that are of a different type. They are a sign of cross-pollination.
Remove also damaged or badly formed beans and those infested by weevils.
The bean weevil, Acanthocelidus obtectus, is a small insect that lays its eggs inside the pod on the plant.
An easy way to get rid of them is to leave the seeds in the freezer for a few days.
Always write the name of the species and the variety, as well as the year of harvest on a label, and put it inside the bag with the seeds. Writing on the outside may rub off.
Putting the bag in the freezer for a few days kills the larvae of parasites.
Bean seeds germinate very well for 3 years. To prolong their germination capacity, keep them in a freezer.
Welcome back. Is there any question maybe for Martina, or would Martina want to say some words?
Hello, everyone. Thank you that I have this opportunity to show you our film and to enable me to participate in this meeting. I would just say a few words because we are still developing our project. Today on the DIYseeds.org website, 42 educational films are available free of charge in 7 languages. Further translations are in progress, including Ukrainian, Russian, Turkish, and Sinhalese. Just before the outbreak of this horrible war, an Ukrainian friend had just completed the translation in an economic crisis. It is all the more important to strengthen food autonomy. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martina. I think you're one of the people we can meet in the meet and greet breakout rooms later on,
Yes.
again, for any more details. And I think I would love to introduce our first speaker after this, which is Panagiotis, a hero of seed exchange way beyond Greece. The name of Peliti and Panagiotis already resounds. I have never been to one of your exchanges, but I have heard such a lot that I am really proud to present today Panagiotis as our first presenter of a seed exchange, and we will have the presentation with you.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, hello.
Thanks for the invitation. I'm very happy because I saw so many friends here in this room. So Peliti is a very old organization in Greece about seed saving, and we start very early, 1999. The seed festival is the older in Greece and maybe also in Europe. We give free the seeds, the food, the speaking, everything in the seed festival that we organize is free. And we invite people from all over Greece and abroad. Also from 2017, we start an Olympic seed festival. So we invite the people from global community, and we come in touch and support the positive ideas about seeds and global community in general. So in this year, after 2 years stop for the virus, we invite people to come in the end of April and make again the seed festival in our land in Mesochori in Germa. So you are welcome to come and bring your seed and exchange. As about the beans in Greece, our national food is beans. We have many different varieties of beans. And the last days I visited the market here in our place, and there was more than 70 different varieties of beans. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you very much. This was great. And you have in the chat a link to Peliti and also a belated link to the doityourselfseeds.org from Martina. And our next speaker here will be Mark Haug from the Ecological Education Center in Munich, Ökologisches Bildungszentrum. And he will share with us the experience from a big city which loves the ÖBZ Seed Festival by now. Please, Mark, your turn.
Yes, thank you, Danny, for your introduction, and thank you that you have invited me. I'm Mark from Munich, and I'm working there. You can see it at the Ökologisches Bildungszentrum ÖBZ, the Ecological Education Center Munich. We called it ÖBZ, you know, and our mission statement is education for sustainable development. You can see it at the next slide. This means that we want to develop sustainability skills for all learners, from children to adults, and empower them to contribute to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals formulated by the United Nations. And in the context of our activities to seeds, this means, first of all, understanding that seeds are political. We want to strengthen seed sovereignty. Is it right? Sovereignty, yes. In the sense that seeds and biodiversity reclaim as commons and public goods. And last but not least, we are looking for concrete options for action for all of us, and especially for gardeners. And in the recent years, we have built up a bean seed archive with more than 150 varieties. And we are presented them at the Saatgut Festival. It is a seed festival. It's a face-to-face festival since 2015. And I will show you some impressions. The next slide, about 2,000 visitors come to this. And the next slide, this is the part of a team from the Bean project. You can see here the next slide. Yes, and this is a part of the archive we are presented. And the next slide, these are no beans, these are potatoes, but we don't have a bean seed festival, it's a seed festival. And the next slide, we have a private exchange of seeds. And this is a picture from this. And the next slide, this is what I want to talk today, a few sentences, because of the pandemic, we don't can realize a festival face to face anymore. And last year and the current year, we started alternative online. And you see, we have the same structure than a festival. We have an info market. There you can get contacts to the seed farmers. We have events. This is the Veranstaltungen, the orange part, events, where we make Zoom events, lectures, networking events. And we have a small gaming corner, small gaming channel where you can play drag and drop games. It's the alternative for the children's program. Normally we have a program where children can touch seed and earth and bring it together. And the next slide. This is a part of our lectures. We have a event series. It's called 3x3 of the diversity of gardeners. I don't know the exactly word in English. 3x3 der Vielfaltsgärtnerei. And the topics are tomatoes, paprika, chili, potatoes, eggplants. And in the further lecture it was legume, salad, and herbs, and eatable flowers. And the concept is 3 diversity gardeners chose their 3 favorites of the plants, of the seeds. And afterwards we discuss and we change the experiences. And this is a great format which have it's a bit entertainment, and it is very interesting. And the next slide. This is an example for our drag and drop game. You can sort the images in the correct way, or arrange the images in the correct way, from the seed to the growth to gaining the seed. And the next slide. Yeah, okay. We have. I want to say that we have the next event in the 3x3 is about beans and peas and other legumes. It's on the 17th of March. And it is a Zoom meeting in German language, okay? But if you want to take part, you can register on the website. The website is called saatgutvielfalt.oebz.de. Saatgutvielfalt is the diversity of seed. OEBZ is our organization, and DE is for Germany. And you are very welcome to take part in this. And these are the learnings I will tell you, because we are changing from a face-to-face festival to an online format. And the online format is a good addition to our festival in person. And we will stay at this format. We will do both next year, a normal festival and the online lectures and network events too. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much to the ÖBZ. And you can see they are way more professional already with the online business than we are. And
yeah,
we
but
will
not
do
so
our
good in
best to
English.
live up to this shining example of online seedism by 2023, I think. It's my pleasure now to introduce, I understand, Daniel Wanjama, my friend from Gilgil in Kenya. The Circulus de Sementes will come a moment later, and he will share with us what the Seed Savers Kenya are doing about seed and seed exchange. Please go ahead, Daniel, your turn.
Thank you, Benny. Yeah. Hello, audience. Hello, everyone who is participating in this event today. As in Kenya, we are very happy to participate. As you have heard, my name is Daniel Wanjama from Seed Savers Network in Kenya. Seed Savers Network in Kenya is an organization advocating for seed sovereignty. And we are very happy because beans is one of the crops that give us a lot of hope in terms of seed sovereignty, or in terms of being able to supply ourselves with seeds. I say this because beans, unlike other crops, seed companies are not interested in them. Beans are very important, and they are good because despite that it is illegal for farmers in Kenya to share seeds and exchange seeds or sell seeds. And the criminalization of seed sharing is done so that the seed companies can take up the space in being able to do business with seeds. Seed companies have not been able to take up beans, and therefore the seeds for beans are still coming from the farmers, and there is no way that seed companies are able to supply the beans, bean seeds. Perhaps because the beans are very easy to save as seeds. I had some description about how they just perform the same way because the male and female farmers are in the same flower. And we, as Kenyans, we consume a lot of beans. Every farmer who is growing maize, between the maize rows, beans are planted. And the budget for food, every family would budget one bag of maize per family per year, and 50 kilograms of beans per person. Therefore, every year, every Kenyan is supposed to have consumed 50 kilograms of beans. And if you want to know, like how many kilos of beans has someone consumed, just ask them how old they are in Kenya, and they'll have consumed all those beans as given to their number of years, every year consuming 50 kgs. Therefore, beans in Kenya are very important in the sense that even farmers would have wanted to use fertilizers and other soil fertility additives. They do not, a lot of them do not afford. So they end up using the beans for soil fertility management and also for consumption, food security. Like today, we are in this hall. If you can see in the other picture, I am in that hall myself. You can see the other picture, and in the training in the picture in the hall, we have 20 farmers, and we are discussing how to improve our own seed access. We are meeting together for the next 3 days, and we are supposed to come up with strategies on how we can improve our own seed security, beans included. And of course, even if we are not able to exchange seeds with you where you are, we have our own seeds here. And we are likely to have them exchanged. And of course, we are going also to have our own seed fair on 10th. Also, I mean, seed festival on 10th, that is next week, where we are going to exchange seeds and we are going also to celebrate our own seeds. And of course, even if it is somehow not allowed, we still do it. And luckily, no one comes for us, even when we do it, when it is not allowed. So I would like to show you a few beans that are with the farmers here. Benny, if you could stop screen sharing, I would want to show some beans here with my fellow farmers who are here. And you have a look at the amount of diversity that we have in terms of the beans. Are you following me?
Yes, we stopped screen sharing and now you can start bean sharing.
Yeah, I want to show you the farmers and the beans that we have. I also want to I want to show you a face also. You can move the seats a bit. Okay, which beans are those ones? Rosecoco beans, and almost every farmer in this country grow them. I think we don't have very good light. And which ones are you having?
Red beans.
You are?
Red beans.
What do you call them? Geturu.
Geturu.
So every farmer you can see here, they all have some beans, and we are also going to exchange beans with them, and we are going also to have some beans to carry home. We have more than 100 varieties of beans in Kenya, and of course, all our seeds are supplied by the farmers themselves, either from the farmers market. These ones are called Noel. They are almost extinct because they are not receiving a lot of attention also from the farmers because they are climbing and they are very big. They taste very nice. So we are very happy to participate in this event today, and we hope to learn a lot. I've also learned from the video that you could destroy the weevils by having them frozen in a fridge. So thank you very much. We are also following using the screen so that we follow as a group. Thank you, Benny. Go back to you.
Thank you very much, Daniel, and all your collaborators, and hello to Gilgil from around the world. We are proud to have you with us, and yes, as I just dropped in the chat, in Germany, we consume a mere 2 kilograms of beans per year, and I think Kenya is one of the places from where we can really learn a lot about a better use of beans, and we will over the next months and years. And it's also my pleasure now to go to the origin of the beans, which is the Americas. Sylvia Davas, before I lose my voice, it's your turn and you're very welcome to our seed exchange. We will hear something about the American way of seed exchange and bean cultivation. Your turn.
Well, Benny, thank you. Thank you all so much for the invitation to join and to speak at this very inspiring gathering of so many people who are engaged in what feels like some of the most important work of our time. And here in Vermont, in the northeastern corner of New England, in historically Abenaki land,
there is a long tradition of seed saving and preservation of biodiversity. Many individuals and organizations are continuing that work today. In my immediate area, in what we call the upper valley of the Connecticut River, which straddles parts of Vermont and New Hampshire, we founded in 2006 the Upper Valley Seed Savers. Our group has been meeting monthly since then to develop a collection of open pollinated seeds that can help preserve rare varieties, form the basis of a year-round food supply, and build an inventory of locally adapted seeds, as well as share these seeds through an annual seed swap that's open to the community. We've developed a website that provides basic information on seed saving, links to related organizations, inventories of our individual seed collections from which we offer seeds to other members, and news about seed saving events. Some of us are also members of the Seed Savers Exchange, the oldest nonprofit of its kind in the US, through which we offer seeds nationwide. And if you could just stick with that slide for the moment, because I'll want to come back and talk about that a little bit later. We've initiated collaborative projects within our membership, such as our Onion Project, through which participating members commit to maintaining and sharing seed of 1 or 2 varieties of rare open pollinated onions. We also engage in projects from which the entire group will learn more challenging seed saving skills, such as saving carrot or brassica family seeds. These projects further the community spirit and provide a body of knowledge and experience we can all draw on. As the severity of the pandemic lessens and it once again becomes safe to gather in numbers, we hope to be able to offer a series of basic seed saving workshops in various towns throughout our area. As a group, we'll also once again resume holding our summer meetings in members' individual gardens. We always ask the hosting member to have at least one seed saving project in progress from which we can all learn. Last year, during the worst of the pandemic, when many were turning to gardening and seeds were suddenly in short supply, we initiated the community seed catalog. Through this, we offered the free seeds, which we had grown in our own gardens, to any members of the community who might be wanting to garden, but be financially challenged because of the pandemic. The project was very successful and is now in its 2nd year. Our home webpage provides a multitude of resources, one of which is a link to our Heritage and Landrace Grain Network, a separate project which invites grain growers on all levels of experience to share their seeds. Members from all over the world can fill out a profile describing their work, list seeds and their descriptions, and connect with others who have similar interests. In addition to the many individuals who have worked for decades to preserve local and rare varieties in Vermont, there are now groups dedicated to identifying and rematriating traditional Native American varieties grown historically in our region, including, of course, many bean varieties, but also corn and squash. At the same time, it is now possible to connect to seed savers and organizations around the country and the world, allowing us to share seeds and knowledge on so many levels. These connections are inspiring and fill us with hope about the amazing dedication to the preservation of biodiversity that's playing out everywhere. Additionally, the University of Vermont in Burlington has engaged several researchers to study the seed systems throughout the state of Vermont, gathering information from individual seed savers, farmers, seed libraries, indigenous groups, and agricultural organizations. Their final report seeks to assess the extent of seed-saving work within the state. We are now in the process of determining how to apply that information in the most effective way to support and build on existing seed-saving infrastructures. Also, in this context, we'll offer a series of seed-saving workshops around the state next fall to cultivate new skills and bring on the next generation of seed savers. In my own personal work, I've been saving seed for 25 years. I believe deeply in the essential importance of seed saving, of preserving biodiversity, of how food grown locally with locally grown seeds in living soil supports health, in the importance of seed sovereignty, and in the importance of guaranteeing that these skills are passed on to the next generation. I'd just like to talk really quickly now about what you're seeing in the slides. This is a collage of different beans, all of which are now thought to have been grown by indigenous groups in the Northeast, even though most of them now have Western names. I think their origins have been traced to largely to Abenaki and to other tribal groups within New England. So if you look at the slide and you start at the top, those beans that look a little bit like lima beans, those are called dolof. They were discovered in a garden in northeastern Vermont. They are what we call a pole bean, which I think you call, I forget what you guys call pole beans, something else, Stangenbohnen in any case. The next bean is called Johnson, going over to the right. It is named after a town in Vermont. It is what you call a dwarf bean and what we call a bush bean. The next one is called Marfax. It comes from the state of Maine. It is a bean that has been traditionally used in so-called bean pots, which is where beans are buried in the soil in a great big cast iron pot over glowing embers and are cooked for many hours that way. And it's a wonderful bean because it has fantastic flavor. It's really prolific and it holds its shape well through cooking. The next one, that black and gray and white speckled bean, has several names. It's called skunk bean. It's also called the flag bean after the name of the family who cultivated it for many generations. It's also called the Chester bean after the town where it was grown for many years. The next one, and I failed to include this name, the next one over is called the Littleton Beam. It is named after a town in New Hampshire. And finally, the true red cranberry is a beautiful pole bean that is also thought to have been grown by the Abenaki in the Northeast. So if I could have the next slide, please. This is, we are very invested in not just preserving beans that were grown traditionally in our region, but also beans from all over the world. And this is another pole bean, or Stangenbohne. It is called Kirschbohne, and it was originally a German variety. Very beautiful, prolific, great flavor. And the next slide, please. And this is another bean from around the world, Chabarowsk. It comes from Siberia, and it was originally detected and found in a market in Siberia. So I'm just so grateful to have been a part of this. Thank you so much for your interest and for all the wonderful work that you're. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really enlightening. As an old grower, I didn't know that skunk is a bean variety, actually. And it's legal in Vermont, that's for sure. And let's hop back over the ocean and welcome Saskia Vesnik, who is leading what is called the Seedy Sunday in the UK.
Hello.
Hello, Saskia.
Thank you so much for inviting me at very short notice. I agreed to come. Yeah, so we are in Brighton in the south of England, just south of London on the coast in Sussex. Brighton is a city, and 20 years ago, when Brighton was still a town, and I wasn't there then because I'm German, but I live here, lots of people who had allotments, and an allotment in German is often called eine Parzelle, ein Schrebergarten. So it's a big piece of land that has been divided into small gardens for people to use. Obviously, they would swap seeds with each other and talk to each other about what grows well and what problems they had. So they decided to make this a proper event, and they decided to give it a name, Seedy Sunday. And since then, it's been taking place on the first Sunday in February every year. It is run exclusively by volunteers, so everybody is an unpaid helper. And right now we are a committee of 8, and let me guess, we have about 100 volunteers, I think, who came and helped us this year and have helped us in the many years since, except for in the last 2 years because of the virus. We've had our event in a big hall in Brighton, and it was a different hall from year to year, depending on who had room for us, who we could afford. We are incredibly lucky that we are sponsored by a food shop in Brighton called Infinity Foods. They were founded at the same time as Anita Roddick founded the first body shop in the same neighborhood in Brighton. They are a co-op, and so it means everybody who works there is a part of the cooperative. And they financially supported Seedy Sunday so we could pay the rent of the big hall. And in the hall, we did not only have the seed swap, we also had speakers, we had children's activities, we had seed saving demonstrations, and we had stalls of local bakers, local gardeners, the Steiner School Garden. We had other companies that sell seeds, but of course the main event was the seed swap, and people could bring what they had saved. But we also, as you can see on the slide, we would buy some seeds. Again, our wonderful sponsor, and I can't praise them enough, they are brilliant people, Infinity Foods. They give us these little bags for free and enough money to buy a lot of seeds wholesale. So we would buy everything. It is great fun. I'm part of the team who sits down with the catalogues and goes, what shall we buy? So we buy interesting varieties, not F1 ever, of course. We only buy varieties where we are sure you can save the seeds and eat the food as well. And we buy a kilo or 2, or maybe only 200 grams, depending on what it is, 50 grams if it's really expensive. And then we write on the little envelopes and put, with cucumbers, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 single seeds into the envelopes. So at the event, people bring the food, the seeds, but also they can swap with the ones we have bought. And of course, the ones they have saved themselves, as we know from the film we saw about the beans, sometimes it doesn't quite work. So it's always a bit of luck. Whether you get something that's cross-pollinated, or I don't know if you heard about the big scandal last year. We had courgettes that were actually poisonous, and they weren't swapped. They were from an official seed producer, so something had gone terribly wrong there. Last year, because of Corona, what we did was we still bought loads and loads of seeds, and we gave them away for free to everybody who signed on our website that they would like some. And we also gave loads to gardening groups. In Brighton, it's a very big movement of community gardens, of teaching children, of working in the community. So we gave them all away. This year, we had an open air venue. So all we did was the seed swap. And lots of people hadn't really swapped. So they bought the seeds for 50p, which is very, very cheap. So we ran out of seeds, which has never, ever happened before. We were a bit too successful almost. Also, it's called the Open Market in Brighton. It's just an open venue. Lots of people who didn't know we were there happened to walk through and became interested. and we had a lot of fun. It was a really nice day, even though it was very cold. Oh yes, next year there is a wonderful building in Brighton that has undergone refurbishment where we have been before, and they have penciled us in to be one of the first events there next year. If it is ready and open for us on the first Sunday of February, we will ask probably for a £2 or £3 entrance fee, so we can afford to pay the rent for that enormous building. And we will hopefully have speakers and special stalls again as well. Yeah, I could talk forever. It's a wonderful event. And yeah, we've been there for 20 years, and there are many more CD Sundays and CD Saturdays all over Great Britain. There's one in Lewes, which is just up the road. There's one in Bristol. Hello, Nikki. They do fantastic jobs as well with sending out seeds during Corona. I was part of that as well. And long may it continue.
Yes, indeed. Long may it and continue. Thank you very much for the CD Sunday. And we move further south in Europe now to Portugal, where Frederica Teixeira is a member of the Círculo de Sementes. Over to you.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Frederica. I'm a co-founder of the Circles of Seeds network. Basically, we are an informal seed saving network, a national seed saving network. Our adventure with seeds started in 2012 when we hear an appeal of Dr. Vandana Shiva, so that everyone who knew what was happening with the seeds and how to save seeds, that everyone who knew how to do something that we could do. So we did a workshop on seed saving. And after that workshop, we decided that we could do something more. So we made a search in internet about what was happening in the world, which projects were going on, NGOs, private companies, informal farmers. So we get this concept of circles of seeds. Basically, it's everybody's volunteer in this seed saving network. Basically, it consists in creating small groups of people in every part of the country, where each person takes care of a variety. In that group, each person takes care of one or two varieties. So each person sows the seed, takes care of the crop, saves the seed, cleans the seed, and then keeps the seed, and then shares with everyone in the group, in the circle. We do seed saving workshops for free everywhere in the country. So people call us, we go. They just pay us the expenses of traveling, and they give us food and a place to sleep. And that's it. We go to schools, to universities, to farms. We go everywhere. Each circle, sorry for my English. Each circle, we advise them to meet every 3 months. And in these meetings, they share their difficulties, their conquests with the seeds. They share recipes, they share everything. And the idea with these meetings is that they get more this sense of community, that it's really lost here in Portugal, I think everywhere, but in Portugal, this sense of community and working together is really, really lost. So in these meetings, for instance, 1 month you can come to my farm and you help me with my oranges. Then the next month our meeting, it's in another farm, and we help with the chickens, whatever. So we help each other as a community, and we share seeds, we talk about seeds, and something like this. When we can, we do an annual meeting, and this is very, very well, it's amazing because we get all together We share food that we all do. We prepare the food. We bring traditional musicians and we dance. We make a celebration event to celebrate the seeds. And basically it's a moment of celebrating the seed. We have different small events that each circle in his community creates these events of sharing seeds. There are small events. What more? We have, since all our workshops are for free and we don't have any budget, we don't have nothing, we decided to, and we wanted to take seeds to schools with an exhibition that it's called The Wonderful World of Seeds. And our main goal is to bring to the schools, to bring to the kids the importance, the amazing world that it's the seeds, discovering the smells, the textures, the importance of seeds in medicine, in our culture, in music, in arts, everywhere. Seeds we can see seeds everywhere. So it's really an exhibition that gives it leads the children, and not only the children, the adults too, in a journey of discovering the seeds in a big sorry, I don't have the words, in a big way, in all its aspects, not just the botanic, but all the aspects, including the spiritual aspect of seeds and of saving seeds and the importance that has. We've been doing this small experience with the exhibition. It's not already done, but we've done some experience and it's been amazing, amazing. People discovering that seeds have smell, that we eat the seeds like the beans. Many times when you go to a school and we ask the kids, do you think that we eat the seeds? And they say, no. And then we start saying, oh, but what do you think that it's a bean? What do you think that it's a rice? It's seeds. So it's like this discovering. It's amazing. And we have, so to help us to create this exhibition, to go to schools, we have created a seed saving online course. And that's a way that how we get some money at this moment to put as an exhibition on the road. So I think it's something like this. So we are all volunteers. Some groups of circles, they appear sometimes, they are very strong, they get together. Sometimes they disappeared. People disconnect because of their lives and the things that are happening in their lives. And some years ago, I was very sad with this to see that they were separating themselves. But then I realized that we are receiving, people were contacting us saying that they were still doing what we teach them. So despite they are not more a circle of seeds, they are doing their work and they are doing locally. So this is one of our main goals, because one of the things that we realized, we are concentrating the seeds on us. We had a seed saving arch or bank, seed saving bank. And then we realized that that was not what we wanted. We wanted that the seeds would be in the local, where they came from. And this way the seeds would be spreaded, not concentrated on us, but spreaded. So now each time that a new circle appears, they just contact directly another seed circle and they ask for seeds. And when they have more seeds, they share with everyone. It's been amazing to work with kids. That's what I love more. And it's been amazing to work with the ancient people too. We've been working with some villages, and it's amazing what we are learning. I've been learning with them. I have some experience in other projects outside Portugal. I've been working in some countries in Africa. I've been working, we went to India, to Navdanya, and it was amazing to see their seed bank and the work that they are doing there. It's completely amazing. And I've been in Colombia working with some ex-fighters in the war there, and what I can share with you is that seeds changed my life. And it's been a wonderful journey. Yeah, it's this what I want to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Frederica. Really impressive. And also spreading by giving up your own identity is probably one of the ways that seeds have taught us, actually. We have enough time to also now have Barbara, the mastermind of this whole session, presenting us the open house activities. And I first met Barbara in one of in a big hall, and the big hall was in the middle of nowhere from a Berlin point of view. Actually, a very small town in Franconia, and it was filled in the end with more than 2,000 people. I think it was rather 3,000 people actually. And I had a wonderful debate with Vandana Shiva in Franconia. That's how I first met Barbara. And ever since, I adore her as a real seed saver and seed activist. Your turn, Barbara. Thank you. One question. Daniel, are you still with us? And would you be able to join a breakout room after Barbara?
Yes,
Thank you. Okay, fine. Very good. We'll prepare a room for you. Okay, Barbara, your turn. Sorry.
Thank you, Benny. Maybe just we see the next slide. Yeah, so you know what Benny is talking of. This is an impression of our seed festival in Lower Franconia in the middle of nowhere. We were lucky that we are not so far from the Biofach where Benny stayed, so he just came in and saw what we did. Here in Lower Franconia, we celebrated the first seed festival of Germany. That was in 2011. And yeah, I'm very proud that obviously many visitors we had liked the event and started to do seed festivals all over Germany. There are many groups like the ÖBZ, we've heard Mark before, who are doing organizing seed festivals nowadays in Germany. And yeah, I think this is a very big step for Germany to raise an awareness for heirloom and open pollinated seeds. Next slide, please. Our festival offers many different aspects. You can swap seeds, but you also can buy local varieties, heirloom seeds from really experienced seed savers. So here you can see here an impression of the corn varieties of one stall of one of our seed savers. We have exhibitions. Maybe this is the right moment to tell you again that we have a breakout room throughout the time with a bean exhibition, which we from Open House have shown the first time maybe 4 years ago in our own seed festival. Yes, and we have music. The people from Peliti were there with their Greek music. It was very nice. We have food. But the most important thing besides all that is that we have lectures about seed saving and political aspects concerning seed marketing and GMOs. Because our region was very much targeted by GMO corn, And this was the time when we started to work for heirloom seeds. And the GMOs, they are still very, challenging for us. And we want to inform people what is going on there. Yeah, since Corona, we are facing a tough time. The pandemic is difficult also for organizers of seed festivals. And I did a small research for Global Bean and found out that the people are very creative, organizing a new way of seed festival. Some do seed swaps online. Some exchange their parcel via their seeds via parcels. Some have exchange stations to leave and to collect the seeds in their town. I think in Bristol it was like that. Some seed festivals decided to make up one big parcel, and it is sent from one seed saver to the other to, for everybody to add something new or to take seeds he wants. I think this is also a very charming idea. Please, next slide. Yeah. This is our Apple exhibition. We decided today we are online, and I think the online festivals also have one really great advantage. It's that you don't have to travel to join a seed festival. You can, all of you, you can sit in your living rooms and be part of our seed exchange, not only in Europe, but also in the US, in Kenya. And I think this is really great and a good way to exchange not only seeds, but also ideas. And maybe you should really use the chance to exchange seeds later on in the exchange rooms, and the chance to ask people who are really experienced in seed saving in our meet and greet. Yes. And one thing I just want to add, because it is difficult to send seeds outside the EU. I had the experience that you can send beans as bead jewelry. You can declare them as jewelry beads, and you can send them to the US or something like that, not declaring them as seeds. That might be maybe a way to make it easier to exchange over Europe again. Yeah, and the bean competition. This was also, it's an idea of mine. Yeah, do you also have the slide of the bean competition where, yes, exactly, thank you. As gardeners, I think we are all waiting to start the season, huh? We are all really, we can't wait actually. And I guess all of you are already planning for the next growing season. But please, I would like to ask you, spare some place in your plots. We would like to invite you to join our bean competition this year. It is very easy to be a member of this bean competition. You just have to sow your favorite bean variety in your garden. Maybe you do it anyway. And then you document the date of the growth. How long does it take to reach 1 meter? Please make a photo with a benchmark to show that it reached this meter. And of course, you save the date of this photo. And this is the moment when you can share this photo and the dates with us. You can send it to Global Bean Instagram, or via email you send it to Global Bean, or it's also in planning to have a landing page for that, so that you can share your the growth of your bean already when it is it reached 1 meter. But we are also very excited to see what is going on later. What is the final height of your bean? Please take a photo of that, again with a benchmark, and send it to Global Bean, either via Instagram or email, just as you want. And then we can show all those wonderful varieties. Of course, you send it with the name of the variety. We can show them on our Instagram account. And the plan is that next year's Seed Festival will be the day when you can see the come out of the competition. We want to present the 20 winners of the competition of the fastest bean ever. Let's see, I think the people in warm climates, they will have a good advantage, but maybe, I don't know, the people in Sweden or wherever will be very dedicated bean growers and even be faster. I'm very excited to see what is coming up. Yeah, thank you for joining us. That would be very nice, and we would be really happy and are waiting for your photographs. And the next, this is, I think that's, yeah, the next will be meet and greet. Benny, I think you will take over.
Yes, thank you very much, Barbara, for all the information and also for this new competition. I'm pretty sure that the Kenyans will take the prize for getting the first meter done. But we'll see. And now we will try again this weird breakout room experience. We hope we're gonna make it this time, and there is an overview of the breakout rooms that we have prepared now.
Hello again. People are coming back from the breakout rooms.
Yes, hello. I hope you enjoyed the intimacy of the breakout rooms and had some good exchanges. Then, Romain, you probably want to help us with showing us the winners of the Bean Beauty Contest. Thank you. Well, we had asked you to send in pictures of flowers, of beans, of plants. And we then also asked you to vote on the beauty of your choice on this. And we now can tell you that we have winners. And in the category of the flower contest, the third prize goes to Olga Graf with the Kapuziner Erbse on the right. And the second goes to Virginia Boje with the peas on the left. And the winner is Christine Schreiner with the Pisum sativum. I'm not sure, is Christine here? Are you around?
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And of course, we have a prize fairy, and that is Cecilia. And Cecilia has wonderful prizes for you, and we'll show them to all of you.
Yes, here's one prize, one part of the prize.
What is it, Cecilia?
That's a poster of old varieties. Not only beans, but also different ones. And then we have a surprise with seeds, many
This
nice
is
seeds. And can I show you already a bit of them? So, yeah.
wonderful. So I think this is also something that Salvatore will like. We thought that the winners will get a bag full of bean mixes, and we are very much looking forward to see the pictures of these mixes growing. Let's move on to the next. From the flowers to the plants, and there Nicolas Carton has won the third prize with a bean pole trial. And Virginia Boyer again made a second prize with the bean bed. And the winner here is Gabi Horn with this beautiful cowpea. Are you here with us today, Gabi?
No, Gabi had to leave. She apologizes.
Gabi had to leave. Okay,
But
Andrea. So will
I'm about to write her.
Yeah,
right now.
will you tell her that she's the lucky winner and she will
Sure.
win exactly the same? And now let's
Thank
move
you.
to the third contest. That's the seed contest. And here Nicolas is the bronze medal winner again with a diversity of beans in their beds. And Claudio Brauchle won the second prize also with a impressive selection and some artwork in removing the background thereof. And the winner is Susan Young with Domaci Kuchak. Are you here, Susan? No, Susan is not here, but the prize will reach her, I am absolutely sure, and we congratulate all the winners. And I hope you had fun, and we sure hope that you will now join our next contest, and we are really looking for the one who makes the first bean meter in 2022 amongst us. And now I would like to move on to Salvatore Ceccarelli, who will briefly announce the next lecture that we will have on the 24th of March. And it's your turn, Salvatore, but keep people curious, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I will be very short, as I promised Lisa. Well, I will be talking about the advantages of mixtures. I will remind the people attending the event that farmers have been always mixing, because when they have to decide to collect the seed for the next season, they have to mix the seed of different plants to have enough seed to plant in the next season. There is quite a lot of research. The first paper on mixtures is nearly 100 years old. And all this research work has shown that mixing different varieties brings advantages such as stable yield, yield increases, a better disease control, and because of the crosses between plants which belong to different varieties, it generates continuously new diversity, which is our best weapons to combat climate change. Some people get a little bit nervous when we are discussing about mixing. In the slide, you can see, for example, in the graph, one of these advantages. The highest are these columns, the more susceptible are the varieties. Well, the tallest column is the disease level of a commercial variety, and one of the shortest is of a mixture. And these data are coming from Nepal. On the other side of the slide, you can see mixtures that we are growing at the moment in South Italy. And this mixture has been done after this student working in a hotel, they did a cooking test, and we selected eight local varieties of beans. We're talking about South Italy, which have the same cooking time. And this is now becoming a commercial success. I will be visiting those farmers in about 10 days, so that by the time of the topical presentation of the 24th, I might have some additional information. Thank you.
Thank you, Salvatore. And now we go to the real breakout test of this evening. And we have 4 breakout rooms which are ordered by the origin of the seeds that will be offered there. Number 1 is Albania and Croatia. Number 2, Greece and Italy. Number 3, France, Norway, and New Zealand. And number 4 is Fat Germany. And we will also have in the chat, I hope, the offers, a document where the offers that we have received can be checked, and there is also a contact possibility. Franzi, would you or someone else? Yeah, here we are. Claudio has put the document in the chat. And apart from these helps, we would want to leave it to you, how you want to arrange for the exchange. Of course, it costs a little bit to send the seeds. We are not objecting to requesting a certain fee if you feel like that, but you can also just exchange the seeds without any money, just as you like. Please use the chat to exchange your addresses, your email, your phone numbers, whatever is needed. And please have fun in these breakout rooms, and don't hesitate to jump from one room to the other. The rooms will be open now for, well, 3/4 of an hour if needed. So you can take your time, and I hope that some real exchange will be feasible in the end. But we don't call you back after the breakout rooms, and so I should also very much thank once again Barbara for organizing this great event, and I should ask also Franzi, thank you very much for helping us with all the management, and also Romain, and also Cecilia, who helped us with this, and of course Claudio, and last but definitely not least, the spirit of this whole global bean process, Lisa. Thank you for all the work you've put into this, and please stay tuned with Global Bean. Please come back on the 24th to listen to Salvatore's presentations. We have a newsletter now also where you can subscribe, and you will get not too many, but quite a bit of information regularly. You can use our landing page to find out about all that. Probably somebody could put the landing page also in the chat for a moment. What you had already above that is the registration link for our next meeting. And I'm not sure how all of you feel. I felt really relieved over the past 2 hours to, for a moment, not think about the war, not follow the latest news of destruction. And I think this is also something we have to maintain. We don't know how long this terrible war will go, but we will have to keep up our good work. We have to keep up our good spirit. We must not let the destructors invade our hearts and minds too much, but we will do everything we can to include partners from the Ukraine in this global bean exchange as soon as we manage. It is probably not their first priority these days, but I'm sure we will find a way to connect to them. Thank you very much for this really inspiring evening. Thank you very much for all your attention and the exchange. And have fun in the breakout rooms and have fun with the seeds you get there. Bye-bye for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Benny, so much for moderating this 3 hours long. See you in the breakout rooms.
It's been a pleasure.